11 in a row. The Canucks have lost 11 games in a row. On Monday night, they faced off against the New York Islanders 2 days after an abysmal performance against the Edmonton Oilers, which led me to not even saying a word in my post-game video. This game, clearly I'm talking, so it was at least better. It was certainly a better effort than they gave against Edmonton. It started off pretty well for them, too. The fourth line today was Höglander, Sasson, and Carlson. Bluger will be back soon, so some more lineup changes are going to come. But for now, Höglander was slotted back in place of Archie Baines, and it worked very well because Höglander is a better player than Archie Baines. I don't know why this is so hard. Anyway, Sasson made a good play to get the puck off the Islanders' stick. It ended up with Niels Höglander, who found Linus Karlsson, who then found Sasson. It was a tic-tac-toe play scored by Sasson. Very good goal from the fourth line, and they were pretty good today. They certainly looked a lot better with Höglander than with Baines, because Höglander is a better player than Baines. It's just that simple. It's really that simple. The Islanders did not take this lying down, though. They scored soon after. It was a very nice feed from Tony DeAngelo across to Anthony Duclair, who shot it home. Probably savable from Kevin Lankinen, but a good shot by Duclair. That made it 1-1. Philip Hronek sprung Evander Kane on a breakaway. I think it was a set play, and Kane sold the clip. It was a very nice play by Hronek, but on that same shift, David Kampf got the puck back to Elias Pettersson at the blue line, who one-timed it, and it was tipped home by Kane. So Kane just kind of robbed Hronek of an assist, but gave one to Kampf and Elias Pettersson, so I guess he kind of made up for it there. A little bit of a boring goal. It certainly isn't making it the highlight reel like his breakaway goal possibly would have, but either way, 2-1 Canucks. They have another lead. At this point, this is the second game in 2026 that they had led in. The other one was Montreal, and they fell apart in that one and lost 6-3. This time it was 2-1. It had been 1-0, but then it was 2-2. Because on the Islanders' power play, they found Anthony Duclair with nobody really guarding him in front of the net, letting him just take a free shot and score it and get his second of the game. So the Canucks penalty kill is still firing at around 50% so far in the new year. Ideally, you want to be better than that, but I'm not complaining because it is good for the tank. So it was 2-2. And then it became 3-2 because they kind of just let Ryan Pulock walk in to the high slot and snipe one home. That was a very classic Canucks goal to give up. You're playing well for a lot of the game, and then you just decide to not play defense, and the other team takes the lead on you. So it was 3-2 heading into the third period, and about halfway through, Anders Lee put the puck on net. It bounced out to Tony DeAngelo, who put the rebound home and made it 4-2. At this point, the Canucks are definitely screwed, but at least after pulling the goalie, they A, did not give up an empty net goal. There's a first time for everything. And B, actually did score. It was 4-2, but then it ended up being 4-3 because Drew O'Connor tipped home a Philip Hronek shot from the point. It's a really nice play by Hronek. I don't know if he saw O'Connor's stick right there, but it was very perfect. And that made it 4-3. The Canucks were not able to score to tie it, and that's okay. That is an 11th straight loss. And honestly, looking at this game, I feel that's exactly what I want from a Canucks game right now. I'm happy with this loss. I was not happy with the last loss, the one against Edmonton, because there was nothing to get out of it. You know, they lost 6-0. They gave up 6 goals in one period. They had no fight. They got obliterated and embarrassed by Edmonton. In this game, it's just the Islanders. I mean, I don't really care. And they lost 4-3. They made it tight. The shots were about even. It was a very evenly matched game. And they just lost. And they didn't lose in overtime. So they didn't get an extra point. So this is perfect. This is perfect for me. Niels Höglander got his first point of the season. I thought he was making a lot of really good passes in this game. He also made one not so good pass with a minute left, but it turned out fine anyway, whatever. He was making a lot of good passes. I think this was his best game this season. I really like what they have with that Höglander, Sasson, Carlson line. I think that's a solid fourth line. And you know, it's been fine with Baines, Sasson, Carlson, but it's certainly a lot better with Höglander because get this. Hoglander's a better player than the rest of the lineup was fine. I mean, the line of Kane, Camp, O'Connor, I came into this game thinking, oh my god, that's our second line. This team is so dust. But they ended up being okay. They had a really strong first. They weren't as good the rest of the game, but they were fine. They played pretty decently in that game. I also had my doubts on DeBrusque, Pedersen, Besser because they've never worked together. And what do you know? They didn't work again. They didn't score. But they at least played fine. They played a lot better than I've seen from that line quite a lot. And I really don't get why they keep getting put together. Now, the answer is obvious. It's because Adam Foote doesn't know how to do his job. But they don't score together. They never score together. At least they played better in this game than they have in previous games. Defense didn't play too bad. I don't think there was a single player that I particularly hated in this game. I mean, I didn't like Evander Kane at times, but he did score a goal, so that's good enough. Lankinen was also fine. I mean, this is such a neutral game for me. I'm just fine with everything that happened. I was happy that they made it tight, made it a game that was worth watching. Yeah, it was honest. I'm fine with it. I do have to point out Matthew Schaefer is absolutely incredible. This guy is insane. And what a first period he had. That first period was so funny because he was getting absolutely just targeted by the Canucks. They were hitting him like crazy. Evander Kane had him shaken up after a hit. I don't know why they care enough to run the 18-year-old, but it was a little bit funny. At least Schaefer ended up being okay. He blocked an Ogren shot in the shin pads that made him fall down, so he was really taking a beating. And then he also got a secondary assist in that period and scored a goal, but then got it taken back because he was offside. He was just everywhere in this game, and I know he's been everywhere in all Islanders games. He's actually making the team watchable, and I never expected to actually enjoy watching the Islanders play hockey, but Matthew Schaefer has made it that way. He's only 18. And you look at that as a Canucks fan, knowing that very likely we could have an 18-year-old on our team next season, and it kind of makes you a little bit excited, you know? He's already this good. He's already making this big of an impact so soon, and he's 18. This is his first season in the NHL. They just drafted him, and he's already helping them get to playoffs. And you look at Macklin Celebrini. He's 19, and he's basically a hard favorite. I would probably have him as my hard favorite right now. He is in the lead for points for his team by 40 right now. And they are in a playoff spot. And they are buying at the trade deadline. If you didn't notice, they traded for Kiefer Sherwood today. But you look at these guys under 20, who are having such monster seasons and taking their teams to the playoffs already. And we know that we are going to get probably a top 5 pick. Hopefully we end up dead last, which is what we're tracking to be. We get a top 3 pick. We're going to have a really good young player on our team very soon. Maybe they aren't on the team right away. Maybe they don't make the team right in their first year, 18-year-old year. But no matter what, they're going to be on our team soon. And they can be difference makers immediately. And it's different for everyone. You know, there's some first overall picks that take a little bit. Jack Hughes took a while to get going. There's Lafreniere, who maybe will never quite get going to the degree that he's supposed to get going. But either way, I mean, this is a very good reason for us to continue losing games. And it's very nice that Matthew Schaefer played very well today, because that just shows the Canucks management that this is definitely the track that they have to take. This is the path. Tank. And they're doing a great job of it. They are doing wonderfully. They have lost 11 in a row. They are in last place in the entire NHL by a solid, like, what, 7, 8 points? I don't know if they're ever going to win 4 games again, so I don't know if they're digging themselves out of this hole. It's great. And with that Kiefer Sherwood trade today, they've added another second-round pick this upcoming draft. So they have 2 firsts and 2 seconds. Very likely that San Jose second is going to be in the top 50. That would be 4 top 50 picks in this draft. That is a beautiful way to start this rebuilding phase. And when they talk about the fact that they think this rebuild could take 2 to 3 years, I honestly believe in that. They already have such good young players. they have these 4 picks in the top 50 coming up. This doesn't need to be a 6 to 10 year rebuild. And I agree with them on that. I think that the path we are currently taking is a pretty good one. Are we ever going to have a player as good as Quinn Hughes ever again? Maybe not. But maybe we can actually put a team together instead of relying on one player. So this is kind of going off course from the Islanders game, but thinking of Matthew Schaefer's game has really made me think about how important it is to have these young players on your team. So that's where I trailed off there. That's the explanation there. I'm gonna leave it there. Uh, I'm fine with this game. I'm happy with it. Please just don't play like you played against Edmonton ever again. Okay, well, I didn't make a goal prediction for this game because I didn't say a word last time. But I got you guys this time. Let's go Hoglander. He looked good today. I really need him to get a goal soon. And he definitely deserves to stay in the lineup longer. Hopefully we have more trades coming. Hopefully we can get rid of Kane. I mean, I like when Kane scores now because ups his trade value. And by upping his trade value, I mean maybe a team will see him and be like, yeah, fuck it, why not? That's really what we need right now. I don't care. Just give us a 7th. I don't even care. Anyway, Hoglander goal next game. Oh, yeah, I didn't even say what the next game is. The next game is Wednesday against Washington. Washington's pretty good. I mean, not as good as they were last year, but they should be able to beat us. So, I'll see y'all for that. Good night.